Now I spent a lot of time thinking how I was going to make the edges of the cockpit. I could have a leather piece of trim that goes over the edge. I was thinking of using door-like edge trim that clips on, and it's kind of fat, and then wrap that with the leather, and then have little strips holding the leather all the way around. And then I thought, well, how am I going to integrate the roll cage into that? If I put the side body panel on, it comes around here, and it comes around there, comes up here, around there, and then it comes up like that. So I need a panel that goes down to meet it, and I'm going to have a panel here that goes down to meet it. So what I'm going to do is weld a piece of steel, just thin shin sheet steel, on the kind of towards the inside of this. The same here. So basically make a feature out of the tubes. You can tell I live on the route to a main hospital, can't you? The ambulance is going by all the time. Right. Yeah, so steel panel here, thin steel panel here, and then when the aluminium panel goes on, it still kind of wraps around the tube before it meets the panel. So you're making like a little feature of that almost, rather than if I had the panel on the outside, it just sort of, I don't think it would look as good. And I'm not sure whether to spray the roll cage silver or aluminium colour, the top part, to blend in, and then this panel same colour as the aluminium. But I've been thinking about it a lot. So the tube in a way forms the upper edge here, not a piece of leather. This will have foam wrapped around it anyway on the inside, and then that just leaves me a bracket here for some sort of plexiglass screen type thing, and I don't know whether to make that removable or not. When you're getting in and out of the car, it might be quite handy to have some sort of quick release system, but I'm not sure how to do that yet. Right, well, I'll put the sides on, trim this part to clear the new tubes, and then I've cut some templates. So you can see what I'm going to do here. I'm going to blend the cockpit in to the roll cage. So you see we've got a plate there, which will be steel welded in. And then this, because it comes off, you just tuck it in underneath, slide it up, and then bolt it on. So that gets rid of a whole load of problems as to how to finish it, trim it, all that kind of thing, just disappears. And then there's a little piece here as well. Goes kind of with one hand, whoops, kind of like that. You get the general idea. There, see? It blends it all in. And I've discovered not only can you get aluminium coloured primer and paint, because I was going to paint this part black, but I might actually paint it kind of aluminium colour, so you can get a light coloured aluminium coloured primer, you can get an aluminium paint, and you can also get light grey roll bar foam, light grey tie wraps, and light grey PVC electrical tape. So I can have my roll cage match the body more or less, and the foam and the zip ties and the PVC tape if I use that on the foam as well. Furthermore, because I've got these here now and they're going to be 2mm steel, they're going to be set in a bit. It means I can pad them on the inside, which gives me kind of protection sort of for shoulders, sides of head, that kind of thing, as well as just the foam that'll be wrapped around the inside of this tube. So it covers a whole load of issues, and it still means the side panels can be easily removed. So that's the plan. So now I've marked them out on a sheet of steel. I've got to cut these out and then weld them in. Well, you can kind of see what I'm doing here now. So the aluminium panels go in and they just tuck in under here. Now it's tempting to start spraying, it's tempting to start primering this, but I've got one other thing first. There's nothing really holding this bulkhead apart from where it's welded to the frame down there, and where the diagonal goes through it at the bottom. So there's a gap here. So I've got these offcuts from when I was tube notching. So you can see if I cut that like that and then tap it down from the top, it'll go down, and I should be able to reach in and weld most of it with the MIG welder, just about. So I've got two of these, so I need to shorten them drastically, and then if I've measured it right, I should be able to just tap them down into place. So there you go, you can see what I'm thinking here. So now I've got to use some way of, I've got to get all this paint off to weld it, but I've got like a little handheld mini band sort of thing that might work. So you can see how that produces a really neat finish. And it just tucks in, the panel just tucks in under the steel piece here. Might trim that back a tiny bit more yet. So this is primed at the minute, but it will actually be a kind of aluminium colour. See the roll cage, then it will have grey foam with grey cable ties. So I primed it just to kind of get an idea what it might ultimately look like. And then from here, this line will be carried through to here. There'll be a plate there, and then there'll probably be like a acrylic clear screen, just simply curves around. Same the other side, keep it simple, and gives me room to climb in and out as well. So that gives you some idea of what it will look like. So I think that's a reasonably neat way to do it. Instruments are nearly complete. It's got one switch left. Got warning lights here and here. Some spare push buttons for things on there as well. I need to make a plate to go here, and I'm going to use flatter bolts with a slot head, which is more period correct, maybe brass, I don't know. So I made some cardboard templates for this. So the idea is it'll, I don't know, bolt on here, a few other points. This would fold around. There might be riv nuts here with some little bolts that go in. I've run out of aluminium now, so I've got to buy some more to make those.